The effect of feeding selenium fertilised hay on the performance of weaned beef calves. Selenium is an essential micronutrient in cattle, and selenium deficiency can affect their morbidity and their mortality. Calves have a greater selenium requirement during periods of stress such as weaning and movement then into the feedlot. It has been shown that feeding selenium fertilised hay increases the whole blood selenium concentrations in mature beef cows. The objective of this task was to test whether feeding selenium fertilised hay increased the selenium concentration and then performance in the weaned beef calves. 60 recently weaned beef calves were randomly assigned into 4 groups and fed an alfalfa hay-based diet for 7 weeks, which was harvested from fields fertilised with sodium selenate. Blood samples were collected weekly and analysed for whole blood selenium concentrations. Selenium is a non-metal chemical element that occurs rarely in its elemental state in nature. It is essential for many animals for cellular function but can be toxic if given in the wrong amounts. Selenium can also be bioconcentrated by certain plants where it can be passed onto the animal that feeds on that plant. Alfalfa, or lucerne in Australia, is a forage crop that's used throughout the world as it's high in protein and digestible fibre. The transition period between weaning and movement to the feedlot is one of the most stressful times for a beef calf. Because selenium plays an important role in its immune response in cattle, calves have greater selenium requirements during this transitional period. Several weeks in a preconditioning program are recommended to reduce this stress associated with weaning, dehorning, castration and then vaccination. During this preconditioning was when the trial was undertaken. Increasing the application of the selenium into the fertiliser increased the amount of selenium in the alfalfa hay. Feeding this hay during the 7-week preconditioning period increased the whole blood selenium concentrations and the body weights. Based upon these results, it suggested that the soil with the selenium fertilisation has the potential as being a management tool to improve the selenium status and performance in weaned calves in areas that have low soil concentrations, as in Australia. Feeding selenium fertilised alfalfa hay was effective in increasing the whole blood concentrations in weaned beef calves, with heifer calves having greater whole blood selenium concentrations than the male calves. The whole blood selenium concentrations continued to increase throughout the 7-week feeding period. The supernutritional selenium supplementation of recently weaned beef calves resulted in increased whole blood selenium concentrations and improved growth rates. The results suggested that building selenium body reserves by feeding supernutritional selenium levels from fertilised alfalfa hay during this preconditioning program is an effective management strategy to optimise the growth and health in weaned beef calves.